Carlo Ancelotti is leaving Real Madrid. And while the headlines focus on his move to Brazil, the real story is much deeper. Because this isn't about a new job. It's about legacy, pressure, politics, squad evolution, and one of football's most unique careers. In this video, we'll break down exactly why Ancelotti is stepping away from one of the biggest clubs in world football, and what it tells us about the modern game. Before we get into the video, make sure that you're subscribed. On May 16, 2025, the Brazilian Football Confederation confirmed that Carlo Ancelotti will become the national team's manager, the first foreign-born manager to lead Brazil since 1965. That alone was historic, but what's more interesting is that Ancelotti agreed to it while he was still managing Real Madrid. The Brazilian offer appealed for a few reasons. It's shorter, more flexible schedule, it's less week-to-week pressure compared to club football, and it's a chance for Ancelotti to win a World Cup with one of the most talented player pools on earth. At 65, Ancelotti saw this as a new challenge, not a retirement, but one he couldn't take while also managing Madrid. The 2024-2025 campaign hasn't been kind to Ancelotti. Let's break it down. In La Liga, Real Madrid fell behind Barcelona in the title race after a key El Clasico defeat. In the Champions League, they were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Arsenal, despite being favorites on paper. And in both the Copa del Rey and the Supercopa, they lost to Barcelona in the final. For a club like Madrid, these aren't losses, they're signals. Even with 1 year left on his contract, Ancelotti leaving feels more like a mutual understanding than a shock exit. Ancelotti's biggest strength has always been man management. He builds trust with players, adapts to what they need, and lets talent lead the way. That worked perfectly when his squad was full of veterans, like Benzema, Cruz, Modric, Casemiro, and Marcelo. But as those players exited, a new generation arrived, and the balance has changed. Today, Real Madrid's squad is built around Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and Kylian Mbappe. Managing the squad is no longer about experience. It's about tactical evolution, development, and long-term planning. That's where the club is heading, and where Xabi Alonso, Madrid's next manager, fits it better. Ancelotti's tactics are often misunderstood. He's not outdated, he's flexible. But his Real Madrid sides don't always press high, they absorb. They rely on transitional play, individual brilliance, and adaptability. In many ways, his teams are better suited for knockout football, rather than a 90-minute match. Madrid's hierarchy, led by Florentino Perez, is looking for a coach who can develop a high-pressing, modern system, and integrate young stars with a long-term tactical identity. But most importantly, lead a new cycle, and not just win in the short term, but the long term too. That's not necessarily a criticism of Ancelotti, it's just a different job description. So why Brazil, and why now? After a disappointing 2022 World Cup, Brazil wanted change. They approached Pep Guardiola, then Luis Enrique, and finally, they landed on Ancelotti. What makes this role even more appealing to him is that he'll be able to work with stars he's already worked with at Real Madrid. Like Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Endrick. It's the perfect tactical change and emotional bridge. But let's not forget, Ancelotti is one of the most successful managers in Real Madrid history. He's won 2 Champions League titles, 2 Club World Cups, 2 La Liga titles, and 5 other domestic trophies. He's won with 2 completely different squads, a rare feat. And more than just his trophies, he brought stability after chaotic cycles, a calm, trusted voice in the locker room, and tactical flexibility. Ancelotti's exit is on good terms, something rare in modern football. So what's next for Real Madrid? Xabi Alonso will take over in the 2025-2026 season. Xabi Alonso is a young tactical manager who's experienced with youth development firsthand at Bayern Leverkusen, and he's also a former Real Madrid player. Under him, Real Madrid are expecting a return to structured high press. Madrid isn't looking for results, they're planning for a multi-year cycle. They're planning another multi-year cycle of dominance. Carlo Ancelotti isn't leaving Real Madrid in disgrace. He's leaving at the right time, on his own terms, for a historic new role. He's won it all, he's seen it all, and now he's going to try something few club legends have done: win the World Cup. If you found this analytical breakdown helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more fact-based analytical videos every week. And let us know in the comments, was Ancelotti underappreciated, and will Xabi Alonso be able to live up? As always, I'm Aiden Castro. See you tomorrow.